She came in and immediately couldn't figure out how to log in, use a calculator, or really even
Use
type.
a calculator?
Yeah, or the fake degree had been sitting on his resume the entire time, and nobody had ever checked it out. When the news broke, the company's stock dropped nearly 20% in a single day.
Wow.
This is The Bad Hire, the show with the best stories about the worst employees.
We fired him, of course.
People are crazy.
It's like an HR nightmare.
Right? One bad hire stole all of it.
Crazy stuff. She got what she deserved.
Oh. I'm your host, Ken Monroe, and every week we dive into real-life stories from the wild world of work and what can happen when the wrong person gets the job. These stories aren't just crazy, they're cautionary tales about lessons learned the hard way. Let's get started. Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Bad Hire, the show with the craziest work and hire stories. I'm back today with Morgan and Emma.
What's up, guys?
Welcome.
Hello.
You guys got good stories today?
Yeah,
We had a good meeting yesterday about it, so I think you guys are prepped, and we had some good submissions and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're reading a submitted one today, and we have a segment today, but not on this episode. It's the next one.
Okay. All right. Well, you know the drill. Every week we dive into the wildest, weirdest, most jaw-dropping kind of hiring fails, office blow-ups, OG flameouts, interviews that blow up, and we do it from organizations all over the country, and it's a lot of fun. So we just tell stories and embrace how tough it is to be out there in the human resources world, in the recruiting and talent acquisition area, how tough it is to find great people. So don't forget, we're running a contest. It's $10,000. You send us your best bad hire story, and if it's the best of the year, someone's going to win $10,000. We're going to put 10 grand in a briefcase and deliver it to somebody somewhere.
We're not going to have a giant check? I feel like we should have a giant check that we
Don't you
hand
think
out.
that $10,000 in a briefcase would be so much cooler?
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I mean,
like the
I would
check.
be a little annoyed with $10,000 $1 bills.
Yeah. Well, you could do $1,000 $10 bills.
I feel like for safety reasons, a check might be...
Okay. Well,
For safety reasons.
either way.
Shopping a check, like literally that sounds like a bad hire story waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Somebody walks out with $10,000 of a briefcase and then they get jumped.
They sit it on top of their car and drive it away, and it flies away.
So anyway, we're going to give away $10,000. So submit your story, go to thebadhire.com, get it done, take your shot.
Method still pending.
Yeah. And then we also have the opportunity for you to do a guest clip. So if you want to do a guest clip, put it out there. We also do a lot of reach out, looking for guests on the show. Maybe you get a reach out from us. If you do, respond. Say, yeah, I'd be happy to do it. And what happens is one of somebody from our team will give you a call, and they'll do a guest clip segment where they'll interview you on camera and ask you to tell your stories and a little bit about yourself and tell your bad hire stories. And then we'll run them and react to them here on the show. And those are always my favorite. We've had some pretty cool guest clips happen, and I hope I understand. You told me the other day there's probably 40 people in the pipeline, so that's cool. That are interested in
Just for the month of May. So
yeah, that's awesome. All right, so why don't we get started? All right, you guys ready?
yeah, let's do it.
So this is a submitted story. It's anonymous, so I won't be saying anybody's name, but it's called The 3-Hour Secretary. When running my family business, I was hiring a front desk worker. It was a client-facing position with elderly clients and people in medical crisis. So a resume came in, and I gave it preferential treatment because her name was the same as my niece. Oh, okay.
No.
But also her resume qualified her for the job. I should have done more checks and a better interview, but I was blinded by an intense need to get someone hired. She came in and immediately couldn't figure out how to log in, use a calculator, or really even
Use
type.
a calculator?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
or even type at all. After having her answer the phone and then working with her to help her understand she needed to not stress and remain calm, I found her crying and smoking in the back near the oxygen tanks.
Oh gosh, that sounds like a bomb.
I was just about to say that sounds like a disaster waiting to happen.
That's not good. I took her into the conference room and asked her, "Hey, can you handle this job? Because it seems like you can't.
Mm-hmm.
She blurted out that she absolutely couldn't, and ran out and never came back.
Oh my gosh. Was this like
I think she got the name. It was crazy. I think she got the job because her name matched the niece, and he like somehow was like, oh well, I love my niece. I'll love this person.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It's just it somehow is going to translate.
did they say if it was like a young person or like
Didn't say.
I'm assuming maybe no if they couldn't type or you like but then not use a calculator?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
don't know.
kind of crazy.
I don't
not knowing how
know.
to use a calculator.
Maybe it was just from like the stress of it all.
Yeah. Just too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of sad.
Could have been
I guess
first
that's
job.
understandable.
You know,
Yeah.
you're like you're trying to make it inside.
That's kind of sad.
That is sad. Yeah. It's a sad hire.
Yeah. I don't know. You feel bad. I would feel terrible
Mhm.
for someone who was crying on the first day.
Yeah.
That, but it does. They readily admit early that, well, I should have done some more checks and I should have interviewed them better. But
Yeah.
I looked at her name and said, "You're hired."
Yeah. That is pretty crazy.
I'll take it.
Before we dive back into the chaos on the bad hire, this episode is brought to you by BChex. Hiring shouldn't feel like rolling the dice. Background checks should come with great tech, seamless integration, and customer service that delivers. That's BChex. Lightning fast results, unmatched accuracy, built-in fraud prevention. We help you hire the right people. Now, BChex plugs into over 100 HRIS and ATS systems, so your background checks run smooth, fast, and backed by top-level service. Protect your team, protect your reputation, protect your sanity. Go to BChex.io. That's BChex.io.
Awesome. Oh, so if someone applies here called Morgan, I'll be like, oh, Morgans. Oh, Morgans are awesome.
my gosh.
Come on in. I love Morgans.
As a Morgan, I can attest not all Morgans are amazing. So I'm just kidding. But
All right.
no, that's crazy.
So I got another one here. So in 2002, all right, the CFO of a major Silicon Valley software company called Veritas is forced to resign after it comes out that he had been claiming a Stanford MBA on his resume for years. He did not have an MBA from Stanford. An anonymous tip from outside the company brought it to light.
Oh.
I always wonder about these anonymous tips.
Yeah, like did he
Like it's
rob
got to be somebody who knows,
It's got to
Yeah.
be somebody who was plotting against him, you know?
or somebody he knows.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
somebody who
mad at
knows
him.
his real backstory and is like,
Yeah.
he's pissed off at us or
Well,
whatever.
it's kind of like
I'm gonna take you down.
the one that we read a couple weeks ago about the lady from MIT that
Yeah.
like nobody turned her in until 28 years later. It's like, well, was this person just sitting on this information for
Yes,
30
like,
years
yes.
until
Finally get sick of her.
Yeah.
You know?
Or they wait till they get to a certain level. I feel like even like you see that with football players, like they get to the NFL finally, and then a story comes
Then-
out about them.
Yeah.
Like
It always gets me how that happens. But
yeah,
whether it's that or famous people or politics or whatever, it's
Yeah.
like, it's always after they've achieved, then someone comes out from 20 years later and
Yeah.
is like, you held
Yeah.
this, you held this for 20 years.
Yeah.
His name was Kenneth Lonchar, Lonchar. He had been CFO since 1997. So for 5 years, overseeing the financials of one of the biggest storage software companies in the industry. The fake degree had been sitting on his resume the entire time, and nobody had ever checked it out. When the news broke, the company's stock dropped nearly 20% in a single day.
Wow.
Analysts immediately started questioning whether the financials could be trusted because of
Oof.
that. Merrill Lynch downgraded the stock. The CEO had to get on an emergency conference call to tell investors that the lie was isolated to his educational credentials and had no bearing on the company's books.
That sucks.
Launcher released a statement saying he regretted the misstatement and that this is what gets me,
Oh God.
right? When people make these statements, they're like,
Yeah.
I regret my misstatement.
Mm.
That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 12-letter word for a 3-letter word. They're going to replace a 3-letter I lied, I regret my lie, and go, I made a misstatement. It's not a misstatement.
Yeah.
A misstatement suggests like I did that. I was totally by accident that I typed that
Yeah.
onto my resume, saved it,
And-
and printed it and sent it to you.
Yeah. And interviewed with that resume.
Right.
Fancy way
Would
to
you
say I lied.
Right. I
That's
can't
weird.
stand it when, people do that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Bad
I
PR
regret the
consultant.
misstatement and that his resignation was in the best interest of the company. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah, for real.
Now, here's the part that makes this story. The company's name, I'm going to take this for granted. Veritas, somebody verify this for me, but is Latin for truth.
It is.
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh.
It
It is.
oh my God.
Oh, jeez. Their
Well.
CFO had been lying on his resume for 5 years. I got to believe it was longer than 5 years. So my bet is this followed him like the whole way. I can't
Yeah.
believe he threw that on his resume to try to get the Veritas
Yeah.
CFO job. Probably,
Yeah.
the CFO had been lying on his resume for 5 years at a company literally called Truth.
I feel like that also poses a bigger question is if he was doing his job good for 5 years and his Ivy League degree didn't matter.
Yeah.
I guess that also poses a question of how important was that Ivy League degree if it didn't make him incapable
Oh my
of his
God, you're going
job.
to start an entire debate
I know.
online.
Okay,
You
we don't
call
have to.
You call
we
Stanford
don't
Ivy
know.
get into that
League.
today.
There's going to be some
Hey,
Ivy
Maybe
Leagues
it's a
in
conversation for
the
another
Northeast
time.
that are like, that is not Ivy League.
No,
But
I mean,
prestigious schools.
I got a 4.0 in college. I'm all for getting good grades, doing the right thing, being truthful. But that also makes me be like, he was doing his job good and nothing was wrong.
Yeah.
He just lied, which
Yeah.
obviously don't lie. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
if he was good at his job, like that
Yeah,
sucks.
but I did think it was super interesting, the financial impact to the business, and of course it probably
Yeah.
quickly recovered. It wasn't it wasn't a long-term loss of
Yeah.
company value, but an immediate hit to shareholders. And there are people that does affect.
Yeah.
There are people that are holding different types of options positions that it does, it shoots through some point and causes something to happen in their
Yeah.
portfolio that could trigger losses regardless. So yeah, that's terrible. We see so much of this. We
Yeah.
tell these stories all the time, and it's like at the most senior level, and it's like a lie they told early, and it just follows them, and it's like it's got to be this whole time, right? As they continue to grow their career, they told this lie to get in. You see this on Reddit all the time. People are like, lie, just lie on your resume. You're like, well, this is the end result, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some success comes your way, and you have to keep perpetuating the lie.
Yeah.
And then eventually it catches you, right?
Yeah.
Eventually someone looks and you're like, well, I was young. I lied on my resume.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal. Well, you lied, you went to Stanford,
Yeah. It's not like you were like, I went to Catawba Community College. I went to Stanford. Yeah.
We love you, Catawba.
Yeah, for sure. That was no slight at Catawba. I'm just saying, like, there's a big difference from like a community school to a Stanford. Like, I mean, especially because he obviously didn't get an education verification check on that, probably.
Nope.
So,
All right, so Morgan, I think you got.
my story is like dead on the same thing, pretty much. So, my story is David Tover is Walmart's vice president of corporate communications. He's been there for 8 years. He's a face of the company to the press, and by all accounts, he's doing a good job. In 2014, Walmart decides that they want to promote him to senior vice president. And as part of that promotion process, they put him through a more comprehensive assessment, which included leadership evaluation, drug testing, all the works. And somewhere in that process, a third-party background check that flags his education. David Tover had been listing himself as a 1996 graduate of the University of Delaware for nearly 2 decades. The University of Delaware confirmed that he had attended, studied art, walked at graduation in cap and gown with his family watching, and left campus, but only was a few credits short of actually receiving his diploma, and there was no degree on file. So he graduated technically, but didn't.
He did
He didn't get
the pomp and
degrees.
circumstance of graduation.
Yes, exactly.
But didn't finish the details.
Exactly. So when Walmart confronted him about it, he was upfront. He explained that after 4 years at Delaware, he had moved to New York, landed a job, and a few months later, he had found out that there had been some kind of mix-up with his credits. He just had never went back to finish, and he said, I got a job and never looked back. He said, I didn't really think that an art degree would matter in communications, which was the field I went into. Walmart told him that they couldn't promote him based on what they found, and he said that the promotion was the only job he wanted, so they agreed that he would leave. 8 years at the world's largest retailer and a career built entirely in the field he said the degree didn't even apply to. And it was the promotion, the background check that nobody runs until you're already on your way up, that finally got it.
Wow.
So, I mean, that's kind of dirty, though, because I feel like it's like 4 credits. I would have just been like, hey,
Well,
go
I
back
would
and
have to
finish it, and
for
then
me,
come
I'd have
back
to
and get
dig
your
in.
promotion.
I would have to dig into
Yeah.
a story, right? I
Well, the
mean,
college even verified that he walked at graduation,
Yeah.
that he was only a few credits short. And so, like, I would like...
well, he told the story. Here's the way he told the story.
Yeah.
He told the story like, I thought I was good and I left, and then they called me
Yeah.
back later and said, oh, you're
There's a
4 credits
mix-up.
short.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that really the truth? Is that what happened? Or did they say, hey, I've never known a college to say, well, you can walk in May if
Yeah.
you take the summer course and get it knocked out.
So,
Yeah.
I know a bunch of people who do that. I actually
Really?
know a bunch of people who just did that recently. So I don't think it's
So
irregular.
you can do that.
You
so you
can
can
do
convince
that.
the
It's an
school to let you
option.
walk in May.
Because
I'll knock it
the
out
next
and-
time you're not going to be able to walk is until December. So like a lot of people, they
Yeah,
want to
and-
walk in
well, they
May,
often
be
got a job,
done.
right?
Yeah.
So you hope you have a job.
Yeah, exactly. So I think like that is a real thing, but I feel like the mix up of credits would be something that I find hard to believe. Like most of the people who know that they're going to walk and they
That's what
have
I was
the
wondering.
graduation, I feel like they know
Yeah, it's like an
that-
agreement between you and the
yeah.
school. I didn't know if they would do that. But
Yeah.
if they do that,
they just won't print your
then this
degree
is
when
kind
you
of suspect. I'm like,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you're like, oh, I got my job. I'm not going
When
back.
you walk, they just hand you an empty degree.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, like he had to know. Like he definitely got no degree that day. It was definitely an empty degree. They didn't print it out for him.
So it could have been an empty degree. We're just
Yeah.
saying we don't know. But
Exactly. Yeah. That's just my from my experience with graduating.
so
Like that's
I kind of fall on like two sides here because it's like,
yeah.
if it was technically an error and he's right, I was
Yeah.
like,
I feel
part
bad
of me
for him.
feels like
Walmart needed
I feel bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to listen to the circumstance, even if it was a criminal in criminal charges, you got to listen to the circumstance and get some context and figure out what happened. Clearly, this guy was doing a good job. He's going to get promoted to senior vice president. It wasn't about the quality of his work. And then you get this issue, and you go, was it purposeful? Did he do it on purpose?
I feel like if
Yeah.
you're the face of the company and Walmart knows you're the face of the company and you've been so much in the press, I feel like the right thing to do would have been like, hey, let's go have you finish up that degree. Go take your 4 credits, whatever it is, and then you come back and you take that leadership role instead of like, I don't want to like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I
if
think
that
there
was
were
really
options
that
there.
important to Walmart that he go and finish that, or I don't know,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I think it's tricky. I'd be curious what HR people had to say about it.
yeah, it's kind of an interesting story.
Wow, what a big one, and like derailed
Yeah,
derailed his career. I hope
Yeah,
he went
for
right
sure.
back and finished it up.
yeah,
Yeah.
or got a nice job after that with somebody who didn't really care about that. Who knows?
It would lean on his Walmart experience. So the degree, the art degree.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
All right, Emma, what do you got?
My story is also similar to these. We're
Oh,
just
Lord.
full of
Wow.
resume fraud stories.
Weird.
Oh
Nice.
goodness.
Crushing on the resume fraud.
Yeah. So in 2001, Notre Dame hired George O'Leary as their head football coach. This is one of the most coveted coaching jobs in the entire sport, and they had just found their guy. He lasted 5 days. It came out almost immediately after the announcement that O'Leary's resume had some significant problems. He had claimed a master's degree from New York University. He didn't have one. He had also claimed to have earned 3 varsity letters playing football at the University of New Hampshire. He had never played a single game there. Notre Dame gave him the opportunity to resign, which he did, issuing a public apology for what he called inaccuracies in his biography.
Yikes.
He said
Another long word for
he
lies.
said he was
Yuck.
embarrassed and sorry for what he had brought upon the university, its alumni, and its fans. The wild part of this story is that O'Leary was genuinely a good football coach. He had built a strong record at Georgia Tech before Notre Dame came calling. Nobody was questioning his ability to do the job, just a story he had been telling about himself for years to get there. He eventually landed as head coach at the University of Central Florida, where he coached for over a decade. So the career survived, but the Notre Dame job was gone in 5 days over credentials he never even needed to lie about in the first place.
Of course, at Notre Dame, a school that is more prestigious, they're going to be like, than Central Florida, obviously, they're going to be like, no, you lied about your degree. But
Right.
I mean, the thing that if I was hiring a football coach, this is just me personally, I would care more about him not starting in the
Well,
three.
it's the controversy of getting caught, right?
Yeah.
Then the media's on you, and then it's just
Exactly.
Yeah.
this pressure cooker of everything,
Yeah.
right? In that situation, and like they almost have to like listen. Everyone in the whole building's calling you a liar. The media's calling you a liar.
Yeah.
No character, and then
Mm-hmm.
he comes out, owns it. I screwed up.
Yeah.
It was inaccurate's a heck of a lot better than misstatement.
Yeah.
When
For
he
sure.
says it was inaccurate.
True.
I put something inaccurate on my resume. That is close to saying I lied.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
it's
then-
still not the truth.
Yeah, but then of course you're gonna have people that are like, "Oh, he's just apologizing because he got caught." Blah blah blah. Blah. Like,
Yeah,
you
but
know,
it looked like
everybody's
UCF
gonna have
goes-
something to say about
Looks
it.
like UCF goes, hey, we're going to take him on his record.
Mhm.
And now that that's in the open, can you imagine just going to bed every night? Just, maybe it's, it's constantly on your heels. It's like this weight over your head that,
Mhm.
maybe you forget about it. Maybe you
Yeah.
tell it and you forget about it. But I mean, you've been telling the story that you played college football. You've been telling the story that you graduated, you had a degree, and you're really a high school graduate that never played any football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean,
See, I couldn't
you
live with
gotta feel
myself.
deep inside. You gotta feel like a fraud.
I couldn't live with myself. I would feel sick
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
I gotta believe that would
Yeah,
be
I'm
the case.
a horrible liar, so I couldn't could not get away with this.
That's good to know.
Yeah, I'm a really bad liar, and my nostrils flare like really bad. So like anybody knows I'm lying. So
That's good. That's really good to know.
no, Storm knows exactly when I'm lying because my nose just goes.
Yeah. So
Opens up.
the other day when you said you were working remote, were you actually working?
I promise I was working remote on Friday. That was a half day.
You want to stare at me? Just checking the nose.
I never
Oh
work
my
remote. Keep in
gosh.
mind the one half day a week that I work remote.
All right. Hey, well, listen, that's it. That was awesome. Good resume fraud stories that really significant ones. Things that
Yeah.
all could have been caught by.
Moral of the story: do
$30
not lie
background
on
check.
your resume. It will catch up to you.
Yeah.
Like, what's the point?
Yeah, when you're hiring these roles,
Yep.
you gotta. Sometimes it's these roles that move up and remove HR out of them,
Yeah.
and they break the process. HR has built a process.
Mhm.
They got it figured out. They know how to do it. They're vetting. They're running their system, and some executive, some athletic director, some reaches down and pulls somebody up out of the process. Says, "Hey, we're going to hire this guy. We're going to move this guy," and then you find out,
Yeah.
and that's how, and they break the process,
Mhm.
and that's how it happens. So, kudos to good HR teams. You got to keep them involved, I think.
Yeah.
Well, appreciate it. Hey, that's it for us today. Thanks for listening to The Bad Hire. We're going to do another episode here in just a minute on the live stream that'll be posted the following week. But listen, subscribe to the channel, rate, review it, comment on it. Comment, if you don't like what we're saying, if you like what we're saying, if you agree, if you know someone who did the same thing, put it in the comments. We love to see your engagement. We'll reach it. If you comment, there's a good chance we'll talk back to you, right, Emma?
I will. Yeah,
You will.
I will.
Just don't say anything sassy to Emma because she'll sassy
She
back.
might be
I
a
will.
little. She might be a little professionally snarky. So,
I'm really good at it.
and don't forget about our contest for $10,000. We really, really would like to give away $10,000 to the best story. I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. And so do it. Submit it on thebadhire.com, and maybe your story will be featured. You can even come on the show as a guest in a guest clip. We'd love to have you do that as well. Absolutely. I think it's fun to sit around, tell your story, then you get to see yourself on the show. We'll clip it up. We'll put you on social media.
Yep.
It'll be good stuff. That'll be good stuff. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.